Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 107 of the Alter Ego podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
I don't know what to do with my mic. We've been off for a couple weeks. I don't know how.
A couple weeks? We've been off for 1 week. Feels like an eternity when we skip a week, though, doesn't it? And my seductress.
Wonderful.
My child's hyperbolic time chamber.
That's me.
Is here.
She's kicking me right now.
Yeah.
She can hear you.
Guys, we missed you last week. We really did. But we really...
Super Saiyan in there. Working hard. Zero gravity.
Yeah. We didn't have a lot to talk about last week. And boy, was that a mistake.
Yeah.
We should have just gone with it.
Strap in, ladies and gents.
Because there's a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my god.
So many trailers dropped. So many announcements. We had the Bethesda Xbox showcase that was out. Star Wars had a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of announcements to bring up. It's just a lot of stuff, guys. Can you just trust me, please, for once?
I mean, we're trying really hard.
Jeez. I was talking to the listeners.
Oh.
They're like, will you just shut up and talk about Ford Supply Company, who offers a curated line of craft soaps and beard care handmade in the USA, offering scents like coffee and cream, coconut, citrus, cedarwood, and many more. Check out the full line of craft soap bars, beard oil, beard balm online at FordSupply.com. Free U.S. shipping on all orders over $35 and get an additional 10% off with the promo code Alter Ego. Ford Soap, Real Soap.
No bullshit.
Not a single bullshitted.
Not a single shit bulled. Please explain.
I don't know.
Oh, boy. And, of course, Tony and Nello's. I haven't had their ad. I still don't have it, but I feel bad. I feel pity on them. So I'll tell you that Tony and Nello's, the Southern Italian Cuisine and Grill, you know, the hidden gem that's family owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg, you know, the one that's at 1136 Mills Bayway, South Tierra Verde, Florida, you know, the must try for a homemade Italian lunch or dinner. Just remember to bring your appetite because the portions are very generous, and call for a reservation today at 727-867-3577 and check out Tony and Nello's.
I've been pretty good on their advertisement without actually reading it the last
you're close.
several weeks.
I'm very disappointed in you for reading that.
Why?
We at Alter Ego do not negotiate with terrorists.
That's right. That's right.
Until our demands are met, we're not reading that.
I'm feeling for the terrorists today. Those specific Italian terrorists.
Yeah.
Terrorists.
Yeah.
We're going to make Nello work.
Hold on. I want to ask the community out there. So we've been doing Newsies since we started, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think, Ryan? Since we got to like episode 6 or 7, we started doing Newsies.
I thought we started doing them later than that.
And I got sick of writing Newsy in the headlines, so I was like, let me just think of something else. And that is where the Australian Jedi title was born. Do you guys prefer that? Do you prefer, or do you feel duped that it was just a news episode and I called it the Australian Jedi? I want to hear from you.
What
do you
episode was
think?
called the Australian Jedi?
The last one.
The
you don't
one
remember
we just did?
Yeah.
No.
106 was called the Australian Jedi.
What?
And I didn't call it Newsy because I was like,
But you shouldn't have called it the Australian Jedi, because wasn't the graphic someone from Star Wars?
Yeah.
It was an Australian Jedi.
Gosh.
Clearly.
She's not Australian.
She's not Australian. You don't know that. You don't know Rosario Dawson's life.
Isn't that, who is that, Ashoka? Is that her name?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka? What's Ashoka? Is
Nothing.
That a thing?
That's
Oh.
nothing.
Just
Made it up.
Yeah. What's a jingle?
Whatever.
Yeah, 106 was the Australian
I've got my
Jedi.
own things in my
I
own
know
head.
our Australian community out there was like, all right, mate.
Loved it.
Yeah. All right, whatever. I'm not going with Newsy anymore because, you know, I just like that better. We'll think of something, gang.
Sure.
We'll workshop it together.
Sure.
So, like I said, lots of stuff to talk about. There's only one piece of random news, but I liked it so much that I wanted to put it in here. Apple is going to introduce in iMessaging the ability to edit and undo text messages.
Yeah, I've heard that.
What do you think about that?
A lot of drunk texts getting undeleted.
Yeah, I think people are going to save their integrity a little bit on that.
There's going to be a lot less ducks out there.
Yeah. But why?
I say I'm ducking mad. This is
autocorrect. It's never duck.
It's
never duck.
I take that back. Well, I mean, there's somebody out there working for Disney who's been remaking Fucktales.
Oh my god!
And it's supposed to be DuckTales.
We're supposed to be pulling the F words.
I'm sorry. That is my last F word for the day.
We had this discussion
Yep.
last week that we're going to try to pull some of our
That's true.
more inappropriate naughty words.
Basically, we're trying to get rid of the F.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ryan's not going to talk much. This might be the last one.
Well, we're
not that
107 episodes in, and I have the worst potty mouth out of all of us.
boy.
That is a fact. But we want to try to keep it a little bit more family friendly because we have friends that have their kids listen.
That is true.
And we're bad influences already.
So what do you tell the kids at home about the undo message or in the edit button?
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
Earmuff it. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Moving on. I think it's a great feature. I can't wait for it to be a
why
thing.
not? Because, sometimes you send something to the wrong person. You're like, well, here we go. I
Think about
accidentally
all the
sent that to my
wieners
boss.
Are going to get calls back.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Cloud's going to be full of dongs.
Message editing is a little strange. I feel like you should just delete and have to start over, but
I think
I
it's
don't
just
know.
for autocorrect, but
Sure.
whatever.
Sure.
Okay, so DC actually has something to talk about this week.
What? They exist still?
They dropped the Black Adam trailer, finally. Has anybody seen it?
No.
Nope.
You guys haven't seen it?
No, you're the one in charge of sending us material.
Wow.
It's
You know
your
what?
You're
job.
in charge of sending us the material, writing the write-up, bringing up the subjects, talking about it, recording it, uploading it, writing the synopsis,
You're supposed to keep us informed.
putting stuff out there on the Instagram and the Facebook, and loving me dearly.
Yeah, I don't watch trailers, man.
It is
Yeah,
the
he has
most.
an excuse because he
It
always
is the most Dwayne
says
Johnson trailer of all the Dwayne Johnson.
I was going to say it's probably the same.
Do we get
as
the
always.
the eyebrow?
It's
from
the
him?
eyebrow.
Ugh.
It's him looking tough. It's him. I don't know. I don't think. And I'm not saying I could, but there are better dramatic actors out there than Dwayne. And it just
I
is
don't know
another
if I
one.
would consider
I
him
don't
a
know. I just
dramatic
need
actor.
a role for him that's not this. That's not, I'm the toughest guy in the room. I break all the rules. I'm bigger, faster, stronger than everybody. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. It didn't lessen my excitement for the movie. It didn't heighten it either. I was like, okay, this is exactly what I thought this was going to be.
Another reason why I didn't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm hyped about that vampire trailer you showed me.
Oh yeah, that's we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. That's Day Shift with Jamie Foxx. Anyway, the other piece of DC news, this I'm excited about. Joker 2 has been announced from the original with Joaquin Phoenix, and Todd Phillips is returning as the director. They've already got a script, and Todd Phillips and Joaquin are both returning to the project. I'm excited to see that.
I mean, sure.
That's an episode I might skip.
You guys didn't like Joker?
Not really.
I wasn't as impressed with it as I have been with Jokers in the past. I mean, it's definitely not something I'm going to skip on.
I thought it was an
But I'm
excellent
just-
character study, the Joker movie. I thought it
don't
was
know.
great. I thought
mean, it wasn't
Joaquin
bad,
Phoenix
but-
actually did a really good job of looking legitimately crazy.
I think he creates a definitely a good, accurate backstory sort of scenario for the Joker.
Yeah, see, but to me, it felt more like a mental health kind of a thing
It's exactly what it was.
versus the Joker. When I think of the Joker, I'm not caring about his mental health. I want to see him
He's
blowing
just a
stuff
nut,
up, shooting
crazy.
people. You know what I mean? Being Joker.
I think
I don't need
That
him
was a good
sitting down
Joker-
with his caseworker telling me his
Origin.
feelings. And
I liked
It's
it,
kind of like the birth of
especially the origin of the laugh
yeah.
and it being a problem, and then him just kind of growing into it.
I mean,
and
it
that
wasn't terrible, but it wasn't my favorite.
I think if you want that Joker, you'll probably get a lot more of that in the next one.
Yeah,
because
in
now
the
he's
Batman
out there. Now he's legitimately crazy. Now he's leaning into it.
Oh, you mean in number 2? Gotcha.
No, Joker 1 I thought was great, but this one I think you're going to see more of what you're asking.
You're
for.
gonna get a little bit more, yeah,
Yeah.
wild and crazy.
and
Kids.
that one I may be more into.
Okay.
This one just felt a little.
I need to watch that one again because I remember
Slow.
walking out of that theater going, "Whoa, this movie is going to change some people's lives."
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I couldn't wait for it to get it over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you don't like slower paced movies.
Do not.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
Not a fan.
You
of
don't
it.
like the slow burn. You don't
Slow
like
burn
any of
is
that.
not really for me.
Yeah, it's not always for me. There's a lot of movies that I will just fall asleep if it's a slow burn. But anyway, I thought it was going to be good, and I think the Joker 2 is going to be a good one as well. On to video games. This one, holy smokes, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, E3 took a year off. They weren't here this year.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was supposed to be a thing around now.
They were not a thing. They did not show up with the Xbox Bethesda showcase happening. But hey, they announced they'll be back in 2023, both with digital and in-person events. I wonder if that hurt them.
It did.
Not having one.
What do you need E3 for anymore?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much with the internet, you don't need anything.
Yeah, you don't need anything. Like, you really don't.
This is fun because it lets you kind of control the narrative. When you're releasing your stuff, you can control it during your time space, right? During that hour and a half that you're doing this show, you can control the narrative there. After that, it's out to the public. They're going to make what they want. And you can attest to this because you were kind of half-heartedly watching it with me, is the IGN folks immediately started spinning narratives and talking about stuff about games that they liked, didn't like. And, you know, hey, they're entitled to their opinions, but I was just thinking about that like, wow. They weren't even done with their presentation, and IGN's out there like, oh, well, this one's cool, this one's dumb.
Which, I mean, I guess, I don't know.
Gotta
I guess
be first,
put
man.
your opinion in it, I suppose, but, I mean, really, isn't that all about releasing the new content that's coming? It doesn't really have anything to do with you putting in your 2 cents as some sort of expert, because video games and what people like and don't like is not really up for debate.
Yeah.
You can't debate what the world is going to like and not like.
Sure, I agree.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
One of the things that
Cyberpunk 2077's greatest game ever made.
Well, that's but that okay. Well, that's a good point. But that one's been out there and everybody's hated it. That's what I'm saying.
It's a joke.
I know
it's
that's sarcasm.
I
was sensing the sarcasm.
Yeah.
But that's
you guys are gelling hard today.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just,
they came out and said this is going to be the greatest game ever, and everybody hated it. It was almost the worst.
Whole time Ryan over here is like, these motherfuckers about to be disappointed. They sure as hell were.
I was like, and I remember saying to myself, I'll check it out when that game is $10 on Game Pass, and I didn't have to wait long.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm gonna let that whole hype train pass me by because I'm not getting anywhere near it.
And we were right.
Yeah.
We dodged a bullet on that one.
And it's not my type of studio.
But one thing we would have possibly seen at E3 was the canceled Marvel massive multiplayer online game that they were coming out with.
Is that something that's still going to be released even though E3 was here?
No, it's canceled, but the designer revealed some of the concept art, and it actually looks really cool. You could be a character and make yourself either an X-Man, an Avenger, an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., or a Fantastic Four member. That might have been pretty cool. Artist Ramiro Galan revealed a glimpse at the previously canceled Marvel MMO, and the character creator pays homage to the X-Men and all those other teams I mentioned. That would have been cool. But
so is it like
it's not
scrapped for good?
Scrap done.
Ooh,
yeah. I mean, look at the way Avengers has done. Avengers has fallen off of any sort of radar,
and I was gonna say that's partially too because of the lack of content that they had when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Square Enix, no shot at them, but that's not what they do.
No,
So
now if you gave this concept to the people who made Fortnite, you'd have had a game there.
Maybe. I think the biggest part of like an MMO is you got to have enough people to play it, and then you also have to have the content to fulfill an MMO. I mean, you look at World of Warcraft that's still going on to this day, and how hard Blizzard has to work to keep that up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's a reason for that because it prints its own money.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I can see why Marvel's Avengers didn't do so well. I don't know anybody that really played Guardians that did so.
I got it for free on Game Pass and still haven't had the heart to pick it up.
See? And that's kind of
because my thing was I thought it was the Guardians.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Guardians. So you give me Guardians, I want to be able to play as Gamora and level her up because I like that melee quick hack and slash style. I would have played her till my thumbs hurt. But it's like, no, you play as Star-Lord and you can command the other Guardians. And I'm like, then what? Then it's Star-Lord's game.
Yeah, because I 110% would have been a raccoon running around building stuff. And
I was thinking about that too. Just having all the heavy firepower and sitting back and having little bots go out or maybe being Groot.
Yeah. Go give me that leg.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need that guy's eye.
You haven't played that in a while. What is it?
The one for the Switch.
Avengers game. No, not that
Ultimate
one.
Alliance for Switch.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, but I think she's talking about Avengers. Yeah, you haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, Avengers on Xbox.
I still haven't finished it, you know?
I finished it, and I was just like, okay, I'm done.
I look at it, I'm just like, I want to finish it just for the story, but I'm like, then what?
So
I
they
need
had
to do
all
it so I can take
they
it off
came
my
out with the
Xbox.
raids, and here's the thing that kind of irks me a little bit is I don't mind raiding. I don't mind that. It's okay when you have a group of guys that you're used to play, guys or girls that you're used to playing with, and you set it up and you go there and you play your raid and all that. When it's a game like Marvel's Avengers and there's not a lot of people, first of all, I don't want to talk to strangers. I'm not going to get on the mic and go, hey guys, what's going on? Because I really don't care what's going on. I don't want to have the conversation. I want to be able to play the game and just go through with it. And they gave some of these things that were end game content that you absolutely had to have other people cooperating with you in order to complete it. And I, at this stage of my life, don't like that. I don't care. I would rather do something solo and get to the end game, or with something I could like log on with you and you and I can maybe grind it out. But when you're putting it behind, you need to raid and you need to do it with 6 people. I'm like, I'm out. I'm all good with that.
Yeah, it's funny because like back in the days, hopping into a lobby talking used to be cool. Now I'm just like, the older I get, I don't want to hear anybody talk.
Right.
If you're not a friend of mine and I don't hop in a party, I am not speaking.
Exactly.
Very rarely in Overwatch when guys are actually kind of funny and they're actually making call outs. I'll jump on the mic.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm not, like you said, I'm not trying to scrounge up 5 random other people on a game that's pretty dead that no one's really playing. Hey, you guys want to go raid?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good, fam.
And I'm not trying to argue with the 7th graders that are out there in the lobby. Fuck you. Sorry, broke my own rule. But
Yeah.
that's all they do. That's all they do. They just scream at you.
Yeah.
And they just act like they're the coolest kids in the world. And it's just like, I wish I could mute you from Earth.
Yep.
Anyway, Aliens. Dark Descent has been announced. It's a squad-based shooter set in the Alien universe. You care about that?
Not really.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather a game where you're shooting at hundreds of aliens, kind of like a horde situation, or one really, really good one and you're on a spaceship with your squad trying to take them out?
Oh, you mean Destiny? You're talking about playing Destiny? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
That doesn't sound like Destiny to me.
Sounds like playing Destiny to me. Shooting at aliens over and over again.
Oh,
Sounds like Destiny.
maybe not. What about you? Which would you prefer?
Don't care.
That's not an answer.
I don't play video games.
So, real life.
Okay.
You're with your squad. You're
Okay.
shooting down one really, really dangerous alien
Okay.
as a team, or you're taking on hordes of them with heavy firepower.
I'll take the one.
Oh, why
I'll
is
take
that?
the one big guy.
Why do you take the one?
I don't know. It's less stressful.
I mean, I can see
That's a
it.
good point. That's a good point. I like how you're just worried about stress.
I mean,
You know, I'm going to take on these aliens. I need a chai latte.
I'd need like a bottle of
Trenta.
wine, a hot bath, and a foot massage, and then I'd be okay. But,
Then, okay.
but I don't see any of that happening before having to take down hordes. So if it's
Wow.
just one, and we know that it's just one, and if one creeps up behind you, and not like an extra horde while you're taking down 15 of them,
Sure.
no, thank you.
Okay.
I don't. The suspense is too much for me.
So is this a straight up shooter?
Yeah.
Like,
That's what they say, top-down shooter. I don't know what a top-down
Top-down?
shooter is,
oh,
but
that's trash.
what does that mean?
Top down. Like, what's the old games that you used to play where you're looking from the top and you're shooting?
Oh,
Yeah, like you see it almost like a Nintendo type of
not
thing.
a side-scroller.
Not a side scroller, the other version, top down. Like you literally see it from the top.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Let's
That's even
see
worse. Because I was going to say, if it was something like The Division and you could actually get stats and do different things and roll,
There is
and
something
get
like
gear,
that, and that's what I thought it was.
maybe I'm about that in the Aliens universe. But
He
a
was.
top down shooter? No thanks.
see.
Sounds like a bad Contra game.
Let's see. A new game set in the world of Alien has been announced at Summer Game Fest. Aliens Dark Descent looks to be a squad-based, top-down shooter. Check out the announcement trailer on the site. I didn't check out the trailer.
Yeah, that does not sound like something.
You know what I
do.
did check out the trailer to? Sonic Frontiers, which is the first in a long time open-world Sonic game that they're making.
Is that going to be like Breath of the Wild open
Yeah.
world? Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, as Sonic.
The boys will love that.
I would love to do that as long as it's like the old Sega Dreamcast one where you could also be Knuckles or Tails or
Yes.
any of the other squad.
That will have to be a definite. That will. Is that? I'm assuming that's going to be a Switch.
Yeah, it's Nintendo.
Yeah, that's going to have to be. We're going to have to get that.
The
just for
trailer
the
looks
boys to
really
play
good. You
it.
should check it out. It does have Breath of the Wild kind of feels to it. Like there are bosses out there in the world. There are tracks you can run
That's
on.
cool.
It's pretty classic Sonic. But November. We were talking about this just a minute ago. Ryan's getting ready to go on a trip, by the way.
Yeah.
Be
Gonna
safe.
go watch a shark get married.
Yep.
A shark?
Shark. She's a shark.
So, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are going out on November 18th.
Explain those to me. What does that mean?
What?
Violet and...
So those are two different iterations. What they usually do with Pokemon is they'll release two versions, and some of them will have certain Pokemon, and some of them will have other Pokemon.
So that's like Sword and Shield, but
exactly.
in a different... Okay.
Exactly.
That's what I figured it was. But...
So our good friend at Emerald City Comics, Adrian, told me, because I thought this was another Game Boy style 2D kind of thing, because I got to say, Pokemon Arceus, I liked it, and then I didn't like it. See, I was happy with the way that it was. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. 3, that's on me, sorry. And I'm like, this is going to be great. And there's no battling. There's no battling. There's no trainers to go against. Like, that's part of the reason I like the game so much.
Yeah.
You go to wild areas, you fight a specific legendary Pokemon, you move on. It's more about the catching, which the catching mechanics in that one were awesome. Now, this one with Violet and Scarlet, I hope it's catching like Arceus, because that was really cool. I don't think it's going to be, but it's open world and it's supposedly bigger than Sword and Shield. So I am all in on that one.
Yeah, see, when them doing away with a lot of the battling, I was like, man, that was half the fun when you played this.
It is half the fun.
Some of it was annoying. Like, I don't need to run into a Rattata every 3 steps.
Sure.
But...
Or the Geodude every minute you're in the cave.
Yeah, but, I mean, I like the fighting part. Like, that's how you... the whole point of Pokemon, you know what I mean? To be the best. So, to take that out...
It's how you shape your squad, too.
Yeah. And I saw this was coming out, and I was like, wait, didn't Arceus just come out, like, not even a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I guess it must not have been that good.
No,
it had nothing to do with the other iterations.
Right. Depending on the way that you play Pokemon, Arceus was either the greatest game, and I don't know, I'm not trying to say Arceus is not right. I don't know. I just been calling it Arceus. Depending on the way that you play, it is going to be if you love that game or not. If you're a collect 'em all, you're going to love it. If you're trying to min-max stats for Pokemon, you're going to love it. If you want that open world feel, it's great. But if you're there for part of the battling, and that's a big part of having fun in Pokemon for you, you're probably going to hate that game.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Violet and Scarlet are coming out, and I don't know which one I'm going to go with.
Till the Switch has a Game Shark, I'm not picking up any...
Is this one of those things like it will tell you what Pokemon are available in each one before you get it?
Yes, it does.
So obviously that's going to make a big sway in your
Oh, yeah.
decision.
I got to tell you, if any of these games ever come out and go, Ghastly or Abra are not in this one, I'm going to be like, well, that's not the one I'm getting.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Gengar rolls on my squad. He has a permanent spot.
Yep. Gengar's on my squad as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sandshrew was my other one, and he wasn't.
You are Sandshrew.
Yep.
So I restarted a long time ago just to have something on in the background. I started the original Pokemon, and that's the first guy he fights is this old country bumpkin, and he's like, "You ain't never gonna beat my Sandshrew." And then when he loses, he's always like, "Sandshrew." And I'm like, I freaking love this guy.
Is that the one that he had?
All in.
Is that the one where he put the bracelets on so he could jump in the water? Oh yeah.
Old Cletus.
Yeah, that's the one that that's what started it for me.
Yo,
I like
Ash walking in with a Squirtle, a Venus, or a Bulbasaur, and a Charmander, and these poor bastards out here got nothing but Pidgeys. And Ash is like, "Ha! I beat you!" Like, yeah, dude, you hit the jackpot.
No shit.
You have 3 of the top tier Pokemon in your squad, and you showed up, and I've got Sandshrew
And a couple of Rattatas.
couple of Rattatas that are really good at the quick attack, and then you one-shot them. And Ash is over there dabbing on him after he wins, and they're like, "Come on, bro."
Hey, but he nullified that Squirtle and that Pikachu all day.
He did.
That's all I'm saying.
He did. Sandshrew does put some of them down, which, got to give
used
props
that-
to Sandshrew.
That Rock Slamash and that dig.
Yeah. Oh,
Could've
gosh.
killed Sandshrew.
We've gone too far on the Pokemon. God of War, Ragnarok, is also set to release in November. I don't have a hard date for that one, but that was one that they thought was going to get pushed back for sure.
And that one's coming to both systems.
Is it really? I think they've talked about it, but there has been no official release. I got to tell you, if Ragnarok comes out and it is multi-platform, and I don't mean PC and PlayStation. I mean Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, PC, it will instantly become the highest selling franchise in gaming.
I was gonna say, haven't there been games that have been released already that are cross-platform that you can play together?
Yes, but not.
No, not that. So you can play with PC.
There's been talks of
You can play with PC and other platforms, typically Xbox and PC. But there has never been a game that I'm aware of that
I could have
PlayStation
sworn
and
that there
Xbox.
was something. There was some game that
not
was,
that you can verse each other, other than Rocket League, maybe.
PUBG, Fortnite, a lot of those. If it's cross-plat, you can play with people on PS4.
That just means you can play it on any platform. That doesn't mean that you can play it across the platform that I'm aware of.
Modern Warfare 2. We hop on my buddy. He jumps in all the time. We have to go to game chat as we hate because he's on PlayStation 4. So we can play with him on PlayStation.
That's crazy.
Yep.
What is the? I know we're kind of trying to speed through this, but what is there like?
We got plenty to talk about. We're gonna have to take a break in the middle of video games and stay on video games and then go into more stuff.
But is there any lag or anything when you're playing from? No, I was just curious.
I mean that's not necessarily the platform, but whoever's internet you're playing.
Yeah. Of course.
Typically, if you're playing with a PC player, you are always lagging. The PC player is always going to have the higher graphics.
I hear you talk about that all the time, so I wasn't sure if like Xbox's operating system was better than PlayStation or vice versa. And that cause any issues, just like PC and
no, the
game system
PC community has by far the best graphics, the best frame rates, the best aim because they are point and click.
They're literally
Those PS4 chumps are just not up. They're solid in there.
Yeah. And then you got Nintendo Switch, who's just there to have fun.
We're gonna not have any PC listeners.
We used to.
Because of you
we
guys.
do actually. We have a couple. I have one of the guys from 7 Lamb today. I posted a little bit of my Overwatch gaming clips, and he was like, "Let's get on and play together." And I was like, "What do you play on?" He was like, "PC," and I was like,
Master Race.
No.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
For a second.
Ragnarok. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be a really huge seller. You're going to have all the streamers who are going to be doing their playthroughs of God of War. So get ready for that. But that's the last thing I wanted to talk about before we get into this Bethesda Xbox showcase.
You want to take a quick break now?
So that was what I was going to say until I was so rudely interrupted.
I don't rudely interrupt anybody. I just interrupt them. Okay.
Gengar, use foresight. Boom.
I'm interrupting for 2, so.
I don't even know if Gengar can use foresight.
Gengar's about to use Destiny Bond right here.
Oh.
We're both about to go down.
Oh.
I'm bearing.
Say I won't.
I'm pregnant. Be nice to me.
We'll be right back. Probably just Ryan and I. And we're back. Whew. Megan had to leave. There were words thrown around, things she'll probably regret.
No.
Oh, hey, babe.
I regret
Sorry,
nothing.
I was just,
no regrets.
I was just kidding.
No regrets.
No regrets.
So,
not even one.
There,
no letter. Nothing.
Not a
one
single regret.
There was a lot of stuff that was announced at the game Xbox, PC, Bethesda showcase. I don't really know what to call it.
It was a showcase for sure. That's what they called it.
Taking over the world.
I'm pretty sure it was called the Xbox Bethesda
Showcase. There we go.
Yeah.
Handled. Thank God you were here.
I know, and you almost kicked me out.
So there were, I'm just trying to count this real quick. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50 games announced at this thing. And the beautiful thing about all 50
of them might be decent.
I mean, so some of them even caught my eye, and I was busy reading Twitter for an hour and 35 minutes.
So some of them are DLC. Some of them are not full-fledged games.
Gotcha.
But that's pretty normal for something like this. But I wanted to highlight a few of them. But the interesting thing about this is they said every single one of these games will be out and playable in 12 months.
Nice.
So I was surprised to hear that.
Especially because some of these I feel like we've been waiting for forever. Well, not me necessarily.
Some of them we've talked about on this show.
Yeah, some of these
forever.
you've been very excited for back when we saw, and you'll get to it.
Yeah.
But back when we saw very first sneak peeks and 10 to 18 minute clips of story arc within the game.
Yep.
And then there was like no release date given, and then like it's been like 4 years.
So is it Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls is one of them. Elder Scrolls Online High Isle, which is the land of the High Elves, if you're familiar with the Elder Scrolls world and universe. That's another online one. That one doesn't really grab me.
Fallout.
Because
That's got to be another one.
Fallout 76 got an expedition to the
Pittsburgh,
which is a favorite of the fans of that franchise.
I'm kind of just. Oh yeah, all four of those fans. Yeah. I am obviously not going to play it. He is probably not going to play it.
Nope.
But I wouldn't mind maybe once it's out and people are playing it to kind of watch some clips to see what parts of the city I recognize.
You won't recognize a single.
You don't think so?
Nope.
They're not going to do it like Heinz Field and like.
It's not going to be like the
Brothers.
Division where they went and mapped out New York City.
What?
It'll be no.
It'll be a make-believe Pittsburgh. Then why even dub it Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
Stupid.
I'm not gonna
Forget
lie.
it.
For people like you who will buy it and then go to look for
No.
all that and it won't be there.
Well,
Yeah.
I won't go and buy it. So
That's
joke's on
funny
you.
because I remember playing the Division, and one of my boys, he's like, "Hey, come this way, go this way." He's like, "You see that house? That's my house." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
That is
That's
so
really
dope.
cool.
That's
He's
what
like,
I'm
"That's where I live."
saying. I mean, it would be
like, "Oh,
cool
that's
for
crazy."
like if it was, because then my dad would be like, "Oh, look, it's Mount Washington. I grew up on this street."
Yeah, he's like, "It's not a one for one."
Can't wait to buy a video game to get that virtual tour.
I don't know.
Right.
I just think it's dope. That
I mean,
they
I've
actually
got the
did
codes
that.
of Fallout 76. I think I might have redeemed it. I may not have.
There's no way they
Either
couldn't
way.
like buy that data from.
So a
Google.
lot of this also, and some of these are AAA titles, are day one Xbox Game Pass available.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You'll definitely check into.
Should
some
be all
those.
of them.
Sea of Thieves Season 7. I've never played Sea of Thieves, but that actually looked pretty interesting. I might want to check that one out. I'm not much for MMOs, but the thing that they put out there for that was pretty sweet. The one that I think is interesting is the Naraka Blade Point. That is a battle royale style game. However, it's not a shooter.
Yeah.
It is like ninjas and swords and stuff like that, and you jump in and then you face a boss at the end, which I think actually was pretty interesting and a nice take on the battle royale genre.
I saw that. I didn't know what it was, but I'm like, it looks like something I'm probably not interested in. But I may have to look at a trailer now.
There were some other really good ones that came out that I want to talk about. One of the big ones that if you follow this show, you know that we're huge on is Overwatch 2. It got a release date of October 4th
Can't
this
wait
year.
for Overwatch 1.5.
And it will be free to play for the PvP.
Definitely 1.5.
And it looks like it's coming with a lot of improvements. I'm interested. The PvE obviously is not going to be within 12 months.
No.
There's no way. But tune in on the 16th, which if you're listening to this right now is this week. And you'll see the roadmap of where Overwatch 2 is going. I will definitely be checking that out. They added a lot of cool things, including 3 new heroes that are coming out.
Seriously, that's it?
Sojourn, who's coming out. There's a new tank who is the Junker Queen, who they released a cinematic for, and a support who they haven't named yet, but I think they teased it.
See, I would have thought the Junker Queen would have been like a DPS or something.
She's a tank, yeah. If
Right.
you
Pretty
watch
cool
her,
looking.
yeah, she looks really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but I'm pretty sure it was like, what, Roadhog, or isn't that pretty much what he does?
Roadhog is a tank, and he is a Junker as well,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
But he
what I'm
he
like,
plays differently than she does. I can guarantee you that already.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure, but I don't know.
She's got like a dope mohawk.
Yeah. Grounded was another one that's apparently been a game preview online forever. And now that is coming out as a full-fledged game that's coming out in 2022. Yeah, there was a lot of interesting stuff. Another one that's coming out is from the creators of Rick and Morty called High on Life. It's a first-person shooter, and your guns all have personalities and talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems fun.
I'm out.
You can be out all you want. He hasn't even seen a trailer.
They had a couple
That
of cool
sounds
games that the
annoying.
boys.
The people
seemed
aren't going to
interested in,
trust
too.
you.
That sounds annoying, man. I don't need my guns talking to me. I just need them to go boom when I pull the trigger.
I think it's funny when they do stuff like that. But that one is coming out in October, or not in October, in 2022, and will be available on Game Pass when it releases as well. Where's the one I'm looking for? I can't seem to find it. By the way, if you're a Game Pass member now and you want to be on that PC side of life, you also are getting League of Legends for free and all the characters unlocked when you open it up. Done. Game over. League of Legends. There was another PC game that came out. They announced Arc 2. That's one that's coming out in 2023. And my favorite, the one that I geeked out over the most, Diablo 4.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was talking about. We watched the trailer for that, like during a mid-roll in a movie or something. I don't remember when it was. I actually want to say that it was during like all the COVID lockdowns, and we were seeing some streaming movie at home.
Yep.
And we were like, this game's never coming out.
Yep.
So is it a Bethesda showcase, or was it just Xbox altogether?
Xbox and Bethesda. They also, said they had Elder Scrolls.
Isn't
some other Bethesda?
That Diablo's Blizzard, right?
Diablo is Blizzard, but Blizzard is owned by Xbox.
And that's, well, I thought that they would also leave Blizzard kind of owned by itself because it's Blizzard. You know what I mean? You know,
not when it's your property. Not when
say,
you bought it.
Does this?
But when you're Blizzard and your name has clout, you might want to leave that because Xbox isn't really known for games like that.
But one of the things that Blizzard is known for is taking their sweet time on games. And I bet you Xbox came in and said, listen, we are giving you resources. We're giving you everything you need. The one hole in your game is how long it takes you to make these games. So here are the resources. Speed it up. Now, I could be totally out of my zone here. I'm not a game developer. I don't know, but I just see things in the way the corporate world and the way that works. And they're saying, you don't have resources? Here they are.
Yeah, no, but I mean, for me, some reason, when you said Xbox Bethesda, I just was thinking about all the Bethesda games that were going to come out. Didn't even think about Xbox as a whole, and then that didn't include Activision or Blizzard, because I figured those would kind of be like Bethesda, still keep its name like a subgenre. Like, if I'm Xbox, I'm not going to be like, hey, we came out with Overwatch, and now that's Blizzard, and that's what everybody knows it as. So that's how I would leave it. Same with Diablo 4.
Oh, it'll still be a Blizzard title.
Oh, so that's what I'm saying.
All the Xbox folks will start to get some exclusives for things.
For that.
Does anything change now that Xbox has bought Blizzard as far as like BlizzCon? Or are they going to still?
They haven't even had a chance to do it yet.
No,
they haven't even had a BlizzCon
I know that's
yet.
like a brand new thing, but I didn't know if you had heard anything in regards to.
Yeah, it will be different, and I think you're just going to see more turnaround times. I don't think Xbox is going to go in there and try to reinvent the wheel with Blizzard.
No,
Blizzard might actually consult for some of their other gaming communities that they have. But the big one that they announced was Starfield. Starfield is the new IP.
That one looks cool.
From Bethesda. This one has been several years in the making.
It looks like it's been like a decade-long project.
For sure.
It's it kind of caught my attention. The boys were like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
You can literally it's like Sims on like major crack.
Not Sims, because you directly impact the world around you. It's like Fallout on crack in space.
Yeah.
So you're still that first-person character, or you can do third-person, depending on how you like to play.
Character, building your weapons, building your
build your character. You
vehicles.
can craft and build your weapons. You can craft and get resources on the planet. You can build a base on a planet that does resources for you. You can meet people out there in the world and hire them to work on your base. You can fully top to bottom craft your spaceship. Yeah. I mean, this game is one of those that if you wanted to do that, there are some people who are going to dump millions of hours into this game. And then they said, hey, you want to know how big it is? All these planets you can land on and fully explore and go through and find settlements, activities that you could do on all of them. By the way, there are 1,000 planets, or 1,000 systems, I think he said, that you can visit. So imagine you are a completionist. This game might take up the rest of your life.
So what you're saying is it's Fallout meets No Man's Sky.
No, so that is the next thing that I was going to say. If you watch this trailer for Starfield and you played No Man's Sky, you're going to be like, is this just No Man's Sky 2.0? I mean, the graphics,
that's what it sounds like
much cleaner. The ability to craft and the things that you can craft, much cleaner. Activities that you can do, much better. And now I know No Man's Sky has just gotten a couple of upgrades and things like that, but this is Bethesda. I think their game might be just a little bit better, but if you want a cool game just to waste time on, No Man's Sky is for you.
And being Bethesda, the game's probably going to be buggy as shit.
We shall see. It's a huge game. I would be surprised if there were not bugs in it.
That's what worries
But
me.
Diablo 4 coming out. So excited. Open world. Like, they talked about literally everything that I wanted to hear for Diablo 4.
You know what's funny is I was going to make you a bet that you don't see Diablo 4 anytime soon. Another crispy dollar.
Uh-huh. And they announced it within 12 months.
I forget who it is in the Facebook when the Blade came out. He's not getting that dollar, bro. Just like Diablo 4 is not happening.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, you are giving me that dollar.
Not happening, bro.
But it was amazing. Like, they talked about there's 150 dungeons. The world reacts around you. For the first time in Diablo history, you can fully customize the character that you want to be. Obviously not the class, but the cosmetics, which is, I think, is super stinking cool. And they will have couch co-op day one. They'll have cross-platform you can play with. So if I'm on Xbox and you're on PC and we want to play, we can link up, no problem.
Is it going to be cross-save as well?
Yes, it is. So if I go to log into a PC somewhere else and it's ready to go, I can just jump in and play, which to me is huge because I've got a lot of PC buddies that I just don't play with because it's more convenient for me to fire up the Xbox.
Absolutely.
So now we can cross play like that, and I just think it's well worth it. You know what I mean? So yeah, Diablo 4, I'm going to spend so much time on Diablo 4.
That's what you think.
Until little baby Diablo 4 comes out.
Kendall's going to be like, hey.
Which we announced the baby's name is actually going to be Diablo Austin the Fourth.
It's not
I
a.
kind of like it.
Oh, gosh.
That's
All right.
Diablo.
Okay, fine.
Diablo.
Fine. All right, let's get
It's
into...
calling our sweet baby girl the devil.
Yeah.
I mean, it might fit.
I mean, look
We'll
at
see.
Mom, man.
It might fit. Excuse me.
We're not... Okay, she can't hear us now.
Nope.
But
Cover our hands so she
yeah,
can't
cover
see.
our hands. If we can't see her, she can't see us.
Yep.
I can see
Like-
Ryan's
it's like a
face.
T-Rex.
Turn! Okay, anyway.
Are you trying to say she's going to be like me and
How
I'm the devil?
dare you.
Yeah, how dare you?
Let's talk about TV and movies, shall we?
Sure.
Nice segue, babe. Nice
Oh,
segue.
yeah, nice segue.
Let's talk about the movie that I've been waiting for many moons now. They finally dropped a trailer for it.
Talk about Blade? Because I didn't see the trailer.
Prey.
Oh. I thought it was a TV
the
show.
Predator movie. No, it's a movie.
Oh, it is a movie. Okay.
Yeah. That one's coming out. And I love the trailer. Here's one thing. This is supposed to follow a Native American girl and her taking on the Predator and her wanting to be a hunter. Awesome premise. I think it's really cool. They show her in a shot with her dog, and she's speaking whatever native language she speaks to the dog. And then they show her with some more of her tribesmen. And she's like, I'm just trying to help you. I'm like, wait a minute. Why? What? Hold on. She speaks Cherokee to the dog. But then when she sees another Cherokee, she's like, Bill, I got to tell you, there's something out there and I don't like it. Like, what? What?
Because a lot of people don't read all that dialogue.
I do. If they had come out and said this is fully in Apache or Cherokee or whatever, I'd be like, I'm so down for this movie.
Yeah, but you're a sub kind of
I was
guy.
going to say, what's that movie?
Apocalypto.
Apocalypto. Yeah, you love
Oh,
that. That's one
gosh.
thing that took me out of it. I put it in. I was like, this looks like it's going to be good. Oh, subtitles? Nah, fam. Ain't got
Isn't that the
time
one?
for
It's
that.
directed by
killing
Mel
me.
Gibson.
Yes.
We watched that like the first month we were together, and I was
And I
like,
was
"Is this
so-
my life now?
I was so
Do I
ready.
have to watch these damn movies forever?" Because you like loved it, and I was like snoring.
It was so good.
This is, I mean,
I was so ready for
I don't-
her to love this movie.
that was the type of movie. That's the type of movie for me that it's like, just I don't even need to read
me-
it. I'll just watch it and assume what's happening.
That was an experience movie that I loved so much, and I'd had it in the DVD player just living there,
And I was
watching
like-
it. I'm like, man, look at the emotion that they're able to pull out of these folks. And we don't speak the same language, but you can understand it and you can feel it. And this one's like, is the whole movie going to be in subtitles? No. One of the Aztecs is from Wisconsin, and he's going to pop out in a minute and be like, hey, guys, PAX on. We sure we want to sacrifice all these fellers?
You betcha.
You betcha. Grab a cold one.
If I wanted to read a movie, I would get a book.
Facts.
Say that again.
Yeah, you heard
Say it
me.
again.
If I wanted to read a movie, I would get
so-
a book.
If I wanted to read a movie with my eyes, I'd get a book and look at
So
the page.
he likes to put the subtitles on even when there's English.
I do.
And I have this problem to where my eyes fall to the bottom of the page, and by the time I finish reading the damn sentence, whatever I should have seen is gone.
Multitask, guys.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't do subtitles or closed caption.
So the reason...
Even on like TikTok, when I'm scrolling through TikTok, I find myself, I have to turn that shit off too.
So when I want the subtitles on is because sometimes now with movies like the Avengers, when they're having dialogue, it's like
catch
when the
things,
dialogue part is like, hey, we should go save New York, and you can barely hear what they're saying, and then the music comes on and it's like, and you're like, I'm dying. And so I was like, let me just turn on the goddamn subtitles so I can hear what they're saying.
So I don't necessarily mind it so much for like when the second, third, fourth, fifth time I'm watching something, but if I'm watching for the first time, I got to be able to, no. It drives me insane.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
But it's like, and sometimes some of the
you
noise,
simpletons.
sometimes like the noise, we were just talking about this the other day. Who was the character I was showing you? Was it Stranger Things?
What are you talking about?
When it said moaning.
Oh,
or
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Wet screeching or
Moans.
something. And you're just kind of like, okay, it gets really weird and inappropriate with the choices of adjectives that they're using.
Grow up, losers. Anyway, Prey looks good. That was the only thing that I was kind of like, wait, what? Is because with the dog, she's like, Yalta, hey. Oh, ho. And then she goes over to the other Indian. She's like, hey, so something's out there that is dangerous. And I was like, what the?
Native
help me.
Americans. he's
Help
gonna get
me,
us
help
canceled.
you.
Anyway, then we have Day Shift coming out on Netflix starring Jamie Foxx. Is there, let me ask you a genuine
Little
question.
Snoop
Is there
Dizzle.
anything that Jamie Foxx does that's not good?
No,
Name me a bad Jamie Foxx movie?
can't.
No. Bait wasn't great.
I don't know that
Bait?
It's an old one. You probably never seen.
Okay.
It. It was funny though.
Was
I'll give him
he
that.
bad in it?
No, he wasn't bad in it.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. I'll
It's
just-
funny though. Jamie Foxx. Is
Anyway, Jamie Foxx and vampire hunting. Yeah, okay, we're in.
Sure, please.
Say no more. Ghostbusters Afterlife has a director and has a plot. It's going to follow Ecto 1 and the Spanglers back to the iconic firehouse from Ghostbusters 1 and 2 and take them back to New York.
Okay, so this is a continuation of the
Yes.
children's one we've been watching. That's a
Yes.
good one. I don't mind that.
That was
I
an
like-
excellent movie. I'm
I like
upset
that
we
one
don't own it
continuing.
on DVD.
Well, I mean, there's possibilities.
Father's Day is right around the corner.
That's too soon. I'm not ready
Okay.
for you to start barking
What?
barking desires at me for Father's Day.
Barking desires. You can tell what happens at our house.
Oh god.
You seen those?
Love me
You seen those TikTok videos where like the
from
women,
the toilet sandwich.
where the women like go and they start listing off things
That's a
that
real
they
one.
want their phone to hear, so
Yeah.
it pops in there. Just do that to her phone. Just take
Yeah.
it and be like, whatever it is that you want, ask for it.
There you go.
Talk to the phone. Put
Okay.
it in her feed.
There you go. Just talk to the phone.
Ghostbusters DVD.
I don't know if I want to wind up on this watch list.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Boys, which is going to be an upcoming episode for us.
Yeah, we
The
gotta watch
Boys
that
season
one.
3.
Oh, I'm just throwing it out there. After this whole Stranger Things debacle,
Well, so first of all, let me just say
Hold
the
on, no,
debacle.
I'm just-
Can I
the
just say what the
debacle?
debacle is? That Ryan had to watch the entire series.
In like a week.
if I haven't seen it, I am not watching the whole thing anymore.
Yeah,
if
but
I
you've
don't
watched
care
The
for it.
Boys, haven't you?
And I still haven't finished it, so that tells you how I feel about it.
Oh my gosh.
Haven't finished what?
The Boys.
I don't think I've finished the whole season. I think I've watched like 3 episodes.
Wow, that one kind of surprises me.
I don't get what makes you tick about stuff like that. How about this? Squid Game season 2.
No,
officially,
didn't watch the first one. Did you watch the first
know.
one?
Oh, yeah.
Of course you did.
And you're in for season 2, I
Oh,
take
fuck
it.
yeah.
We won't
Oh,
be-
he got one.
I know.
Yell
I
at
know.
him too, Mom.
I'm the only one, and I was most worried about me so far.
You really were.
I was like, oh man, this is gonna be tough.
Oh man.
So when season 2 ends, you guys got to watch. I'm getting some get back. You
if
guys
it's-
got to watch, and it's in subtitles. No, it's actually not subtitles. Just weird
We gotta watch what?
talking.
Squid Games. Is it going to be an episode? We can do an episode
you
on
got
Squid
to.
Games. When does that one come out?
I don't know.
Get ready for the Cliffs Notes version from me.
Yeah.
And
Ryan
this
will
is
have to
when-
run that episode.
This is when Gan Ning dies.
Come on, man. I've had to watch all kinds of things.
That's true.
He has. He really has
yeah.
put us through the
I
ringer.
can't get. I can't get 2 seasons of Squid Games.
I mean, sure.
Jeez.
Mackenzie can join us for that one.
You can, but I'm gonna play the role of Ryan. In that
Yeah.
one.
I ain't watching that.
My younger sister is a Squid Game fan, I think, so she can come join us for that episode, and you guys can just talk, and we'll just pretend like we watched it.
Yeah, right. I don't know if we would want to unleash her on the world.
That's true.
But anyway,
she's a lot like me, so that's heavy.
Yeah. Speaking of releases, Star Wars. Let's get into Star Wars, shall we? Let's talk a little bit about Star Wars. Here's their upcoming release schedule coming out for Star Wars content. Star Wars Lego Summer Vacation. Don't really care about that. Coming out August 5th. August 31st, the Andor series is going to start. That looks good. I'm interested in Andor. Bad Batch
Andor
Season
what?
2. Andor, you watch it.
Oh, okay.
Bad Batch Season 2 coming out September 28th. So you can listen to Rika, Eco. I don't like that. Anyway, that's
The
a weird
Australian
one.
Jedi
the
episode,
Australian
part 2.
There we go, baby.
The sequel.
And then we got Tales of the Jedi. I want to see that. Is that going to be like weekly episodic? You follow certain Jedi and stuff that they did and accomplished? Because that I'm interested in watching. That gives me what if vibes. That's coming out fall 2022. Star Wars Hunters is coming out in 2022. Is that going to be bounty hunter focused? Bounty hunter centric? Because I will be watching that. Mandalorian Season 3 coming out in February of 2023. We've got Young Jedi Adventures coming out spring 2023. Star Wars Visions Season 2 coming out 2023. I will definitely be watching that. Ahsoka is coming out in 2023. Jedi Survivor, which is the sequel to Jedi, I think it's Fallen Order. That one's coming out in 2023. Skeleton Crew and the Star Wars Taika Waititi project coming out late 2023.
From the sounds of that, I'm going to have to watch a lot of Star Wars and start brushing up because, geez.
I'm only going to make you watch Andor, Tales of the Jedi,
Andor, I ain't
Hunters, Mandalorian, Visions, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and probably the Star Wars movie by Taika.
That's it? I mean, geez, I can't even
That's
do
it.
episodes of Squid Games.
I'm going to make you watch all of Naruto.
Again for the third time about it.
All 8 million episodes.
It's only 900. Jeez, chill.
900, jeez Louise. The Mando Season 4 is already in development. Season 3 is not even out yet. They're already developing Season 4.
Which is the way the thing should be done.
I don't disagree. Strike while the iron's hot. The trailer leaked for Season 3. It is going to be heavy on Battle of Mandalore. Bo-Katan is somebody who they showed quite heavily. She is the heir apparent to Mandalore. However, she doesn't have, spoiler alert, the Darksaber that belongs to the Mandalorian right now, Mr. Din Djarin. So it looks like there's going to be quite a bit of fighting amongst the Mandalorians with Mr. Grogu sitting firmly in the middle. I'm excited about that. One that this doesn't baffle me. It doesn't surprise me at all, actually. ObiWan Kenobi has been going on. Have we been keeping up with it? Don't answer. I know you haven't.
I have not.
You?
Come on, bro.
So this is the most watched original premiere in Disney Plus history, which it's very new. Very new. So I'm not surprised to hear that. And Obi-Wan Kenobi's a huge character in the Star Wars community, is a massive community, as
over
evidenced.
Boba Fett, even?
Yeah,
That's
as
kinda
evidenced
wild.
by this large layout of shows and IPs that are going to be coming out. It's done so
It's
well.
Ewan McGregor, that's why.
Well, it's Jedis.
Yeah.
It's Darth Vader. So it's done so well that they've already greenlit Season 2. Already handled.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I
Right.
figured
Not
that
at
was
all.
probably green-lit a while ago.
I wanted to ask you guys how you're feeling about it, but I've talked to a couple different people.
I'm feeling how you're feeling, babe. How are you feeling?
I
feeling
feel
I should
like
probably watch it.
they are making Obi-Wan just this big wimp. Like, I don't understand. In one of the movies, Anakin Skywalker's talking about Obi-Wan. He's like, that dude is as wise as Master Yoda and as powerful, almost as wise as Master Yoda and almost as powerful as Mace Windu, which I don't know how else to put that in relatable terms other than saying he's really good. There's guys that are really smart and guys that are really good with the Force. Those two are number one in both category. And then you say that Obi-Wan is like both of them? So he should be really powerful. Not running away and always being super hidden and like
Is this
scared
more of
to
like
use
an
the
origin
Force.
sort of scenario?
No, this is the time between the first two trilogies. Actually, it's between A New Hope and
post
the
when
prequels.
He's deemed a badass.
Yeah, post him being a badass, post him being General Kenobi in the Clone Wars, and then he shows up, and there are people in the show who are like, "Dude, you're Obi-Wan Kenobi. What are you doing?" And he's like, "Hello there."
Hello.
I don't know. I'm not digging it yet.
I'll have to watch it, and we'll
One
circle
that
back to this.
one that I did dig was Boba Fett. That was a good show. I enjoyed that one.
I like that too.
And the actor Tamura Morrison wants Boba Fett to return to his badass ways.
Yeah, so
Us
do we.
too.
Yeah.
Us too.
Disney, are you listening?
Yeah. I would love to see that. That would make me very happy to see Boba Fett return to laying the wood to everyone. I mean, I get that he's trying to be a little bit nicer, but maybe not on Tatooine. Let him go lay it down somewhere else.
And bring his Wookiee friend with him.
Oh, yes. Kirsten? I don't know how to say his name.
I don't know his name either.
Anyway, let's take our second break for the day. We still have plenty of Marvel, and then we're talking Stranger Things.
Things
So,
that are strange.
hang out with us. We're going to be right back, and then we're going to get into the meat of this dinner plate. And we're back. Marvel time, boys and girls. Hey, look at that. We're even in the room. 2 boys, 2 girls.
Hey! And I'm never alone.
Morbius re-released in theaters
Why?
after a big campaign.
I saw this the other day, and I
campaign
was like,
it's Morbin time.
so they re-released it and hoping it's like a grand opening for like a shithole place that's been around for 20 years, and all they did was
she said a naughty language word.
Yeah, but that's not a bad. That I mean, mind you, I'm scaling back. I didn't say I was done forever with all the things, but it is. It's like a dump of a restaurant that puts a new sign on the door and a fresh coat of paint.
So you think this was the movie
and it was
equivalent
too
of
soon.
the movie equivalent of Under New Management?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was too soon. Like it literally came out like 6 weeks ago.
So Sony thought they were geniuses because there were a lot of people who were, I think, trolling them and saying it's Morbin time.
That's so dumb.
Trying to make like the joke on the Power Rangers, it's Morphin time.
Yeah, but why?
And so they re-released it,
thinking
thinking it was going to, they were going to appease that audience, and people were going to go out and see Morbius. It nationally made $300,000, which I have a feeling that costs them money.
Now, mind you, we did talk several episodes back, but prior to this one coming about how we were going to go see it, and then we were probably going to do an episode about it. And I'm so happy that we didn't waste our time and your time, listeners, on.
Well,
what
hold on. We may have to do that. We may have to waste our time and watch it, maybe for Patreon.
I'm busy.
I mean, let's do it when there's a downtime,
Nope,
when there's
I'm
nothing else
busy.
to talk about.
I'm busy. The whole rest of my life, busy.
Like 6 years from now, when we can't find anything to talk about on the podcast because
Nope.
everything dries up for like 2 weeks.
Man, I still got all the Star Wars I gotta watch. Apparently, some more Stranger Things.
Here's what's
I gotta
gonna
catch up
happen.
on the boys.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch something in the MCU or in the
And they're
the
gonna
verse,
reference-
and they're gonna reference Morbius, and I'm gonna have a fit in the theater and be like, "Gosh darn it, to heck, freaking
Shoot. Freaking
fuck
shoot.
it!" I'd be just like, "I don't fucking like this."
That was 3 in a matter of like 8 seconds. I'm
I might
sorry,
even have to watch the
listeners.
damn Eternals a couple more times before I watch Morbius. I'm not gonna do it.
When it's free on
gosh.
some sort of platform and we've got nothing to watch and we're like, you know what? Let's just get it over with.
But you know,
That might be it.
what's
That might
gonna
be the
make
time.
more than $300,000 in the theaters?
Definitely something other than Morbius.
Blade,
Oh,
which is set to begin filming July 4th.
Yeah, I'm
Get
sure it is.
that dollar ready, my man.
Yeah.
You owe
It's
a
gonna
dollar.
begin
Get
filming
that dollar
July 4th. When's
ready.
it gonna come out though? When's
I
it come
still
out?
have the entirety of 2024.
When's the release date? Yeah.
If it gets to
We'll see
midnight
you in
2025,
2026.
I will be handing you $1.
I can't wait. I'm gonna
It's
go home and
going
start making
to
lists of
happen.
all the things I'm going to do with that shiny dollar.
Like a virtual tour. You spent your $1.
I can't wait.
One stop, maybe.
I'll make a whole TikTok about it or something.
There it is. We'll get one of them kids to come in and teach us how to TikTok, and then we'll do it. It'll be hip.
Oh yeah.
We'll go viral. We'll get to go on. I don't know what's a good show to go on.
I don't know.
Anyway, how about the Alter Ego podcast? The next one's about Nick Fury, though. I like this one. Nick Fury. Samuel L. Jackson was upset that Nick Fury was not in Civil War, and I completely get that. Right? Yeah. Here's the quote from the man himself.
Yeah, here we go.
I fussed at him. I still fuss at him about Civil War because I'm like, how could the kids fight and Nick Fury not show up? Like, what's going on here?
How could the kids fight? Yeah, I mean, that's I really fair.
He shows up in Ultron just to be like, all right, dummies, here's what you need to do. Why would he know? But what purpose would he serve in Civil War?
I don't know. You know that now that I think about it, I realize he's not in there at all.
He was in Winter Soldier. He really belonged there. He was a huge part of that arc. But Civil War, I actually don't see where he fits in. Especially because at that point, he's already done with being Nick Fury on the surface.
He could have told you guys all get along.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen.
Now you two come together and hug.
So what is Nick Fury / Samuel L. Jackson's #1 catchphrase? What's the one thing he's known for saying?
Motherfucker.
Oh, my God.
And that's one thing you won't have to worry about being censored out of Deadpool 3. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Segway King here. Tip your waitress. The writers, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, have assured fans that the Merc with the Mouth will not be, and I'm quoting here, Disney-fied, and they are proceeding with a rated R script for Deadpool
Good.
numero 3.
It will be on adult Disney Plus, and all you peon children won't be able to watch it.
You stupid kids. You're so dumb with your small brains. You won't get to see Deadpool 3 forever. You'll have to be 16. You losers. You'll never see Deadpool 3.
17.
That's funny because the other day our boys literally we were talking about all these different shows. I don't think you were home yet, but my dad was here and they were watching the Netflix like when it scrolls through stuff because it's asleep or whatever, and there were like 5 different shows on there that they were interested in and they were asking about it, and I was like, nope, can't watch that. And Emmett was like, I'm gonna be old when I can finally watch all this stuff.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I was like, that's the point.
Thanks a lot, kid.
That's how it works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I was like, that stuff's not going to be cool by the time you're old enough to watch it.
Exactly. Thor Love and Thunder, get your tickets. They go on sale June 13th. Oh my gosh, today?
Yes.
So get your tickets, meow.
Right, meow.
Are you excited?
Yes.
What if Loki shows up with the TVA?
I buy
End
it.
credits screen. End credits scene. Are we wanting to see
I
Loki?
think at this point we need a.
We haven't had a Thor without Loki.
That's what I'm saying.
Alligator Loki.
I mean, I think we're definitely going to get some Loki in this. I don't know if we're going to get our Loki in it, but I think we're definitely going to get some Lokis.
I just want Thor just like stroking alligator Loki.
Yeah.
Walking around with him the entire time.
Well, they don't like each other, Thor and Loki, so I don't think you'll see that.
Maybe alligator Loki. He might like
I
him.
think they're hiding something. I think they're hiding something in this trailer that we all desperately want to see.
Well, we should watch it 55 more times like you always do.
The trailer?
Yeah.
There's nothing there. I've looked at it in depth. But I
Have
would
you watched
love
it on
for
the big
them to
screen
be
TV?
hiding my favorite carbonite. Huh?
Have you watched it on like a big screen or just on your phone?
I've watched it on my phone, which is big enough at this point. Seen it on
That's what she said.
TV. I mean,
I was gonna do the put. I'll
go for it, guys. I left it wide open.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah, I saw some concept art that I posted, and it's Loki popping out in Love and Thunder and in his tie and his button down, and I was like, this would be so good.
So cool.
Why wouldn't you incorporate that?
And I feel like it's been long enough since Loki was on Disney Plus. Like, what has it been, a year or so? It's time for us to kind of circle back to what's happening with Loki.
The only thing that I think might happen is if they show him later on down the line, because then that gives you a whole movie of Thor without Loki, and he has clearly not had time to mourn or miss him or not have Loki around.
That's
he
true.
truly thinks he's dead. So I think they let that sizzle just a little bit longer.
Or, like I said, we get a Loki that's not our Loki, and he's like, Loki? And he's
right.
throat chops him because he doesn't know him.
Wow.
Or he knows him, but he doesn't. I don't know.
Could you imagine trying to throat chop the God of Thunder?
So, speaking of the God of Thunder, we all know that the Guardians are in the movie with him. Yes. So, Guardians 3 has had some casting news. The actress who played Ratcatcher 2 in Suicide Squad is going to be in Guardians. I'm very excited about that. I liked
her a lot, too.
Daniela Melchior. She's incredible. I'm happy that she's going to be there. They're going to have some powerful women in this movie with Zoe Saldana and what's my girl who plays Nebula? Can't think of her name, but she's amazing too. And then we're going to have
She's really tall.
Melchior, and then Maria Baklava, who I don't know who that is, but apparently she played a breakout role in Borat 2.
Oh.
So
Very nice.
She's going to be playing a key role, according to James Gunn in Guardians 3. Okay, let's see it.
Is it baklava or is it baklava?
It's not baklava.
I'm hungry.
So, James Gunn, can you work in my boy Peacemaker some kind of way?
Let's see it. Do you really want to? Anyway, I'd love to see John Cena.
Oh, I can't wait until I get that evil
Have him replace
Funko
Drax.
She hasn't even seen Peacemaker
I
yet.
still have
You want to
not
talk about
seen
things
it.
people need to watch? She needs to watch Peacemaker.
I'll watch Peacemaker if he watches. I don't know. I'm gonna think of something.
Okay, can't wait.
Yeah.
She doesn't want me to watch her favorite shows because then I go into Mystery Science Theater 3000 mode and I start talking lines for people, and she's like, "Just turn it off."
He makes fun of everything that I watch.
I do.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is.
Like Bridgerton.
Bridgerton?
I was about to say Bridgerton. Say it right now.
That's the most recent
so
one that I
can
watched
go
without
off.
you.
Watch Grey's Anatomy too?
No.
That's one I got to deal with.
There's one I snuck a clip of. I think it was Bridgerton as I was going to bed, and I posted it, and she was like, "Did you see that last night when you came to bed?" And I was like, "Yes, I did." And you were like, "Why'd you have to post that?" Because it was funny. Anyway, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness is coming to Disney Plus on June 22nd.
That's
June 22nd,
so soon.
gang.
It's next week.
That's 9 days from now.
That's literally next Wednesday.
And it is at no cost, no extra cost. It is out there for free. You can watch it that day.
I dig it. We're watching it literally probably.
Yeah,
that
we
night.
are, and we're gonna have the boys watch it and watch them be terrified. That's really cool. Speaking of really cool, Marvel is working on an actual Thunderbolts movie, which are kind of evil Avengers, if you want to put it that way.
I like it.
The cast currently of people who will be part of the Thunderbolts, typically Red Hulk is one of the main guys in Thunderbolts, so let's cross our fingers.
That maybe he's released there.
I would love that. Yelena, who?
Yes.
Okay, Yelena, we're watching.
All day.
Baron Zemo is going to be in that. He is a member of the
yes.
Thunderbolts.
Why is Elena going to be a bad guy, though?
U.S. agent. She's not a bad guy, but she's on the Thunderbolts. U.S. agent who was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, John Walker.
Was that the low-budget Captain America?
yeah.
Yep.
That was the wish.
He's actually the
Walmart.
actual Captain America now because he took the serum.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't
So-
that
Just
doesn't
a
make
guy
him
with-
Captain America.
Yeah, he ain't got the shield. That
That's
belongs
true.
to Black Falcon.
That's
Yeah. Black Falcon.
Whatever his name was.
yeah. And then we have Ghost, who was my favorite
Yeah.
addition
Yeah, that's a cool one.
from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see her back. I want to see more quotes bad guys on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of Marvel, there's one more thing that's king of the segue. I gotta have it in here. Stranger Things creators are also apparently working on a secret Ghost Rider project for the MCU.
Oh, I saw that.
Which is going to be pretty cool because
Which one do we get? Do we get Johnny Blaze or we get Robbie Reyes?
I don't know. If it's written by the same people that wrote Stranger Things, it'll have to be bizarre, but,
I want Johnny. I want Johnny Blaze.
Me
yeah.
too.
But do we want Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze?
No.
Why
Me
not?
neither.
No, he's not old enough. Or he's too old anymore.
He's
not
not
old enough. I need a 65-year-old Johnny Blaze.
Bring
Who every
back
time
the
that
bad
motorcycle
guys.
takes off and hits a rough bump, he goes, "Oh, oh."
Should have worn my diaper.
Yeah. I smell cinnamon rolls. Anyway.
Sorry.
So, how about this? We're going to get into Stranger Things, guys. And normally we do the non-spoilery and then the spoilery. But we know y'all out there in Media Land love to binge your shows. Ryan can
Do they,
attest to the
though?
fact that he just binged all of it. But we are
It's only
not
'cause of
going
you
to do
people.
the non-spoilery stuff for season 4. It's been out for how long?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. If you haven't seen it at this point, I'm real sorry. We gave you so much more content. We gave you an hour's worth of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
And technically, like at this point, the season's not over, so we're not spoiling the end yet.
Right.
So.
Just what you've missed.
Yeah.
But if you're leaving, goodbye. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
But let's get into it.
We do love you. We'll see you at episode 108. But yeah, we're going to get into Stranger Things. And I've just got to hear an overall take from Ryan, since you are so fresh in your mind. The only person who has watched as much of it as you is my wife here, who's watched the entire series.
Well, there was a massive break between season 3 and season 4. So, like, we watched season 4, and then I just went back and literally burned through all 4 seasons again since it came out.
So let's hear Stranger Things from Ryan's perspective.
Stranger Things, Ryan's perspective. It's not very good.
Well,
overrated, and just not my jam. Like, at all. Super slow, then a little bit happens, then super slow, then a little bit happens. I don't like the pacing in the show at all.
He doesn't like the slow pace. We already knew that was coming.
Have you ever seen Supernatural?
I also think you don't like kid leads.
No, it's not that I don't like kid leads. If you've ever seen Supernatural, like, one of the biggest problems they have is it's the same season, much like you see with
it's the
House,
same, like, episode
over
nearly.
and over again.
And over. That's
how
true.
I felt about Stranger Things.
Really?
Something happens, Elle saves everybody. Something happens, Elle saves everybody. Something's happening, Elle saves everybody. Hey, guys, guess what's going to happen in season fucking 4? Something's going to happen. Guess who's going to save everybody? It's one of those things I'm like,
sure.
I might have been a little more inclined, like, when the first season, I thought the kids that were going to, hopefully they would go to the Upside Down and go get their friend, and they save their friend. Go through some stuff, maybe fight some things. Cool. It's just 4 nerds that figure things out, and then someone else comes and does the heavy lifting. And I don't
Hopper and Joyce in the first season, yeah.
Yeah. And the second, like, I'm over.
The second season, Will does a little bit of his own heavy lifting. The kids do, too. The kids are the ones who figure out how to get him unpossessed.
Yeah, fair.
No, Joyce does.
Joyce does, yeah.
She figures out the heat aspect?
Yeah, she's like, giving it what it wants, and then she's like, so we got to make him uncomfortable.
And she literally blasts all the heat on him, and then the mind flare comes out of him.
Yeah. So to me, it's just a lot of.
So then season, the next season, the one with. I'm sorry. Elle does not save them in season 3 either.
No,
she's out of powers.
Billy saves them technically.
Billy causes the distraction, but Hopper and Joyce save them again.
Oh, that's true.
They're the ones who shut the door, and then with no connection, it kills.
But still, I get where he's saying as far as like the heavy hitter is obviously Elle, and I mean, all of season 4 so far, she hasn't been with anybody.
Yeah.
So, and you're really
although
she's doing her push-ups and her sit-ups right now.
I did appreciate Elle's arc throughout this half of a season.
I did too. Yeah. I got a little burnt out of when I was watching it the second time. I got a little burnt out of her in the bunker. Yeah. Just because there's a lot of time in the Rainbow Room, and I'm just like, just the scenery.
A lot of time in the Rainbow Room.
The scenery enough. We're gonna get an extra hour in the Rainbow Room. I'm like, just don't give it to her this time. I've already watched the season. I don't want to watch her play in the Rainbow Room again.
Can I say my favorite part of Stranger Things probably so far is when she's like, "Give me that skate," and she just goes and
boom,
and smashes that girl in the face, dude. There isn't a freaking girl in any Stranger Things fandom that wasn't like totally feeling that vibe.
Let me tell you what I'm sick of are the bullies in any TV show.
Right?
That's what I'm
saying. They're so over the top.
Yeah.
I've never met a single human being that actually acts like that.
Yeah.
Never. And maybe I've just lived in, decent areas of my life, but I'd like to think I've been through some areas that are not quite so nice.
Or you just don't put up with it.
Right. It's like, I had friends that might have gotten picked on, but there's always somebody somewhere that's going to go, hey, shut up. Leave the kid alone.
Yeah.
And it never happens. They've always got 4 or 5 kids, and somehow these 4 or 5 kids seem to be so popular that they run the infrastructure of an entire town.
Yeah.
How about this kid from the basketball team that
always
interrupts
on the microphone.
The sheriff on the microphone and gets the town to rally against local law enforcement? I'd have been like, boy, if you don't sit your ass down, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
and I will pistol whip you until you can only say vowels and eat through a straw. Shut your mouth and sit down. And the kid would be like, yeah, well, the Hawkins High basketball team.
Yeah, speaking of the Hawkins High basketball team, fuck Lucas. Just throwing it out there.
See, I don't get it. Why don't you like Lucas?
Because, man, how do you have your boys?
He doesn't like Lucas.
And then they're with you from day one. And then as soon as you make a shot, you want to be the cool kid now because you're tired of being a nerd. You just give up on your boys. You done been through the Upside Down, been through fighting Demogorgons, all this shit. And the first chance you get, you sell your boys out. Fucking rat.
He didn't.
He almost did. He still kind of did.
He almost did, but he didn't.
He misdirected. But you know what, though? I got to say I'm with Ryan. Maybe we're just a different breed.
Yeah.
Because if I'm hanging out with the new kids and they're like, hey, we're going to go beat up Ryan, I'd have been like, well, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That part was a little...
And my sister's in that. I'm not one of the hellfuck. Man, come on, man. I play with them every week, bro. They're cool.
Yeah. No, they're cool. Actually, what you're saying is idiotic.
Yeah.
Hitler's love child over here wants to jump on the microphone and try to rally the whole town when somebody needs to just realize maybe something's wrong with him. How about the fact that we don't see his parents the entire series?
Who was that?
This
Where are
kid's
your
just
parents,
in
the
the car all the time, hunting down Eddie, and he's like talking about Satan. Where are your parents?
Right?
So let's talk about Eddie really quick because every season pretty much has had some sort of like new
For
character,
sure.
and most of them have died. So hopefully, I'm really kind of hoping that Eddie doesn't. Although we're not getting into spoiler because obviously we haven't seen the last 2 episodes of the season ourselves in Volume 2, but there was a dope ass little like graphic that was put together with some sneak peek behind the scenes shots of the Volume 2, and it's Eddie in the Upside Down freaking slaying it on his electric guitar.
Nice.
So there are some fan theories out there that he might end up dying in the next one because he's busy saving somebody's life hitting the freaking rock heavy.
Well, he also talks about a lot in this series how he is not the
Not the
hero.
guy.
Right,
Exactly.
and he always says, and I'm always the one that runs away, and that always sets you up for, I'm the one that's going to save everybody's life. So, like, of course, if it happens that way, it's kind of cliche, but I love it because...
Rest in peace, Bill.
Right,
Or
because
Bob.
Bill
Rest
or
in peace, Bob.
because Bob died in season 2 or whatever it was. But it's like I love Eddie as a character. I think he's great, and I think that they kind of like him and Chrissy had such good chemistry. And the Duffer brothers actually came out and said that they filmed the scene of them out when he's selling her weed or whatever. They filmed that scene after her death scene, and they regretted killing her off because of the chemistry that they had. So now it's kind of like there's no love going on.
I don't
for
regret
Eddie.
them killing her off. I gotta say, by the time episode 2 rolled around, I'm like, why are we still on this girl?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not
but
gonna
still,
lie, though,
they were good together.
Kind of wanted to know what her story was.
Yeah,
she
like,
went
what was
through.
going on?
Why
Exactly.
was she throwing up? Was she pregnant? Like, what happened?
I think she was anemic or bulimic because like when she's in the bathroom and her mom's screaming at her about her weight and her not fitting into her outfits and she's in there throwing up, and then the first thing she sees when she's getting, mesmerized or whatever it is her mom all jacked up. So no offense.
And then my other point too was
I'd
Bob.
have pieced her mom up.
Bob, that one annoyed me, bro. You just got done running from this thing. You ain't all the way out the door. Why do you
Why
stop?
did you just stand there?
Like, and look at him like, haha, you can't get through that door that you've been slamming
Why don't you
through,
catch your
like-
breath when you're outside the building, Bob?
I gotta tell you,
Like-
man, and in some of these scenarios, if I'm Bob or I'm one of these characters, I'm still running.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not stopping to look. I'd be like, hey, you outside? Yeah. I'm using my speed. I'm getting outside. Then I'm going, let's go. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, did you outrun those 5th graders? I don't know those kids.
Hey, you know what they say. You just got to be faster than the person behind you.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right. Especially in the scenario where there are monsters afoot.
Yeah.
First of all, this is how this movie goes if the Alter Ego podcast crew is on there like, hey, we think the Russians are down there spying on some people and trying to bring some monsters back. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, that sounds like some crazy shit I'll read about in the news.
Yeah. Hey, there's a portal opening up to the Upside Down. You also call the police, you know?
I don't know anything
They got
about
people for that.
that. I'm nowhere near that, bro.
But we should go down there. No, we
So-
should not.
No.
I think there's some symbolism there. Not only is it because it's supposed to be, something different and crazy, and I get what everybody's saying, but I think there's supposed to be some like symbolism there because, and I won't get on the political topics, but some like government corruption sort of stuff, obviously, because of all that. But it's actually funny. I was telling him that there was one of those like post season 4 interviews that the actors that played Steve and Dustin go on, and they're doing the Google question reveals to where they have like the bulletin board and they peel the question off. And one of the questions was, is Stranger Things at all based on a true story? And Dustin actually came off with some shit that was like, yeah, because back in decades ago, they would literally run tests on children to try to make them not bioweapons.
Yeah, you're right.
But they would literally try to change them to be exactly like this. So it's like, I don't know if it was supposed to be some sort of symbolism that it's like these kids are like, no, F the government, F the authority, we're going to figure this shit out ourselves, because they're not going to help us and they're not going to believe us, which is 1,000% true.
And
they're
that
not
is a
going to
different day and time, obviously, that
Of
Stranger
course,
Things takes
the
place. Because
80s.
now all
Yep.
this stuff, the moment anybody saw a Demogorgon, it would be tweeted, it would be on Rogan.
Right.
Hey, bro, this thing ain't got no face.
I mean, they're using high-tech walkies that Dustin built. This is like
Sure.
70s, 80s
I think it's
stuff.
good, and I think in terms of villains for this episode or for this season, that Vecna, which us being big D&D nerds, I love Vecna, but I gotta say, I like the tie-in. It makes him relevant. It makes him somebody like, oh, I know why we don't like this dude. He's absolutely bonkers.
And I kind of saw it coming. And I was like, I'm trying to figure this out, because that's one of the downsides. Like, I've been calling it every step of the way, and the wife's like, really? Like, it's like, you really, it's so cliche. It's like literally trope
caught
after
on.
trope.
Yep, he
Like,
caught on.
Episode 4, I was like, here's what's going to happen. This dude is going to end up being something. And then we tied Vecna, and I was like, Vecna's going to tie in. And then I was like, I was 95%, and then second to last, I go, okay.
He's all three of them. Yep.
I got that he was definitely number one. And then I would have made the tie, but you keep seeing that memory of hers where she breaks out herself.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, if I would have known that he was involved, it might have
So
made
they were
sense.
playing on Elle's memory while showing you that. They obviously
everything she remembered, because they were playing everything back.
As soon as he did the whole turn and killed the guy in the hallway, I was like, okay, I know who he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as she ripped that thing out of his neck, I knew who he was.
Yeah.
Because I knew that there was something that caused him to.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a GPS tracker. There's no way that he got that close to her simply to remove a GPS tracker.
No, he said it. Even says it's a suppressor. He
makes
says
me weak.
It makes me weak.
But that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. It's just crazy.
And can we also have a moment of silence for the agent that whooped wholesale ass after they were calling him just the guy sitting there to watch golf?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can we just say that guy surprised anybody who watched this series? Because they were like, these two FBI agents, they're not going to be anything. You're like, here comes Pizza Boy. And then all of a sudden you get the full regalia, this crew showing up to kill them. And then this agent comes out and is freaking super cop.
With a 1911 going putting rounds down there.
He's like, when I shoot, you run. I was like, I like this dude.
Yeah.
I like him. I hope he lives. Rip.
Rip.
Yeah, that was kind of sad. I like Argyle though on the board trend right
Yeah.
there. Name on the pizza box.
Argyle.
Like,
Dude, what was his name? I want to put. I'm gonna say
It's
from.
like, we're burying him out here in the yard so nobody knows, and you want to put a headstone with his name on it?
and with our names on it.
We got common names.
Dude.
Argyle.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
I like the addition of Erica.
Yes, she's
She's
so dope.
making it a little better for me.
It's
She's funny
Applejack.
as hell.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry, that's all I know her as is Princess Applejack.
Princess Applejack.
She was amazing in season 2. She really blew it out for me. And then in season 3, I was like, all you can have of her, bring her on. I like how she's like, it's just a misdemeanor. Pow! Pops a tire.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just a misdemeanor.
She's so funny.
Yeah,
And I love it. I love how she's like 5 steps ahead of them.
I
all
also
the time.
like the way they left it, too. But that whole... this season did less dragging than other seasons.
Yes, and I will give it. So far, this is my favorite season.
So I kind of have a theory on that, or was going to say something about that earlier when we were talking about the Demogorgons, and then there's the Mind Flare. So it's definitely coming together. Because like before, you're just like, okay, so this gate that opens up just has a bunch of bad shit in it. Like that's what this is that we're dealing with. But then you kind of find out that the Demogorgons that we see first, it kind of like is a D&D sort of thing. It kind of like the characters build up the monsters build up as strength. And it's like any D&D nerd will know that fighting a Demogorgon is not something to sneeze at, but it's definitely easier to fight a Demogorgon than it is to fight Vecna. So it's like the stuff just obviously keeps getting worse and worse. And I feel like all in all, when it's all big and grand and over, it all is going to fully come together. Like the Demogorgons were basically like gatekeepers and openers for Vecna to have access to. So like I think that has a lot to do with it too.
And I think the deaths are not going to stop for Vecna. I think he's going to keep going after people, and all these portals are going to open up, and then we're going to have the massive showdown at the end.
I think we're going to get quite
season 5?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it's going to time jump though, and we'll talk about that in a second. But there's what was I going to say? For Vecna, so there's another fan theory. First of all, I think that there's going to be quite a bit of the Volume 2 that's going to have a ton of the Upside Down. I think we're going to get a lot of the Upside Down in the next 2 episodes.
I think that's what people want.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the other reasons I was like, this show, like, really?
Yeah.
Like, can we go to the Upside Down? Can we actually have them trans through it, like run into some things? Like,
because the Upside Down's pretty empty. It makes me feel like that if the military did march in there, they wouldn't just be massively outgunned.
Exactly. That's the thing I never understood in the first ones. I'm like, you guys are going in there with MP5s and everything, and you're coming back getting shredded. But like, really, bro?
Right.
But there's a mild kind of obviously unconfirmed and stupid, silly fan theory that the school counselor is like some sort of, and her and probably several others all around Hawkins or whatever are like not necessarily gatekeepers, but like basically founders of these.
They're sleeper agents,
right? Because like there's at one point it shows her and she's got this long chain necklace on, and it's a key with a clock at the top of it, and it looks like it could possibly be like a key to a grandfather clock, which is all comes together.
Funny because I noticed her necklace, but I didn't really notice what was on it. But I was like, that kind of looks fishy.
Right. Like it kind of, and the fact that she's a school counselor and these are all the kids she's seeing are the ones that are dying. It's like, it just kind of makes sense that she could be some sort of like, what is it? Not like a skinwalker. What do they call those?
I don't know.
Like
They haven't shown anything like that from Stranger Things. Anytime they've
like
ever come over has been a huge deal.
Yeah.
Can I talk about?
He has to have minions. Like it's not just the Demogorgons that are minions to him.
The whole mall thing. How do you pass that off as a fire?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all out on that thing doing that.
Did I
Ain't
not
nobody
say that?
else see that thing?
I was like, this is hours and
Nobody
what?
else
Everybody's
see that?
out at this 4th of July.
We were saying that too.
Not
Carnival.
Hearing this wreckage and like, oh shit, they're tearing the mall completely the fuck apart.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a fire.
But the season 5, the Duffer Brothers did come out and say that season 5 is going to be more of a time jump. So there's going to, because the actors and actresses are getting older, and they said it wasn't possible for them to film season 4 and season 5 simultaneously, which is what they originally wanted to do. So now they're supposed to be time jumping, and so I don't know what that means. I don't know what we're going to get in
Otherwise,
the
they'll
volume
have
4.
to dedicate an entire episode to how Mike's nose is getting longer and longer.
Right.
Yeah.
But they did also say that there is absolutely going to be spin-offs after season 5. So just because they're doing another season doesn't mean that there is going to be. So I don't know what that means. I don't know obviously what we're going to get out of that, but the Duffer Brothers
I would watch a
have come out and
series
said-
dedicated to Murray.
Yeah, and there's some other things
me
they do in
too.
this show. Like, what's the point of introducing 8? Like, I called that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and then now
I
she's
said that
just
too.
gone. And
And like they don't reference her in season 4 as one of the
anything
children
or
in her
anymore.
memories.
Exactly.
Like
She's not
I
there.
kind of
because she's not there. So
they
I'm
don't
like,
reference number 8, but
And I
they
think
don't
there's more
also don't
kids
show
than
her.
just 11
just-
there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that didn't make any sense to me. Or what's wrong with her mom? What's going on with her mom either?
Yeah, they made it seem like her mom was dead.
And she just like, all right, Mom, you're comatose, so I'm just going to roll. Like, she isn't like, I want to just live with you forever because I missed 13 years of my life with you.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's just weird.
It's a little unrealistic in that, but the whole damn
The
thing
mind
is
powers.
unrealistic.
The mind powers and going to another dimension,
Those are
that I
astute.
follow. But the not wanting to be with your mom? Ugh, jeez, get a grip.
Yeah.
You guys are Looney Tunes thinking I wouldn't want to be with my mother.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Some of it though is just I don't know. It's just a little too slow for me. So
It was a little slow, but
Yeah.
the pacing on this one kept up really nicely. I'm interested to see where they pick up. I want to see.
Do
we
not
think,
kill Steve
do we
is
thi-
all I
Yeah,
have for
that's
you.
Bound to happen.
Do not kill Steve.
Do we think Vecna is the final entity they're going to face in the Upside Down?
I think we need to see some beholders if they're going to really break out this D&D shit.
And somebody was like, I think it was Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
even Tiamat.
No, what's his name? What's it? Dustin. Dustin was like, Vecna's the 5-star general.
Yeah. Well, maybe he is. I mean, I feel like I know we've got like an hour and 40-minute episode in the next one, and then a 2-hour and 30-minute episode in the last one for Volume 4.
Really?
Yes.
It's only 2 episodes?
Yep.
But
it's like 5 hours between the two. Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 hours between the two. So like I feel like that's not enough time to kind of iron him out. Although once you get a monster's origin and how they were created, now it's time to kind of f shit up.
Team Murray. Let's do it.
Team
He's a black
Steve.
belt in karate. His fingers are like arrows. My arms are like spears. Oh, that's going to do it for episode 108
We could talk about this forever. At least
Yes.
I could.
of the Alter Ego podcast. I have been Jack Austin. Mr. Ryan's with us. Are you here next week?
No.
He's not here next week.
No, I will not
No
be here
Ryan.
next week.
Maybe we'll get a sub. Maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't.
My sweet, delectable Tangerine is here with us as well.
Hello.
She'll be here
Goodbye.
next week.
I will. I live here, literally.
Oh, God. All right, guys.
Sorry.
See you next week.
They just keep sneaking up on me.
See, I watched 24 freaking episodes for 15 minutes. Son of a bitch.
We'll do part 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we will. And we'll really unravel Season 4 a bit more once it's all together.
No doubt it. On the plus side now, Abby really wants to play D&D.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, I kind of really want to play now.
Get her over here
Right now.
anytime.